It is Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank here on the Voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160. And it's time now for another one of our interview segments. And our interviews, as always, are brought to you by Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. And we want to remind everyone as well that we are on Facebook Live this morning because we have live with us in studio Nick Motto of Indiana County ABATE and John Hartman, former Indiana high school educator, now rifle coach. And I think he's always been a rifle coach ever since he's been at the high school. Gentlemen, good morning. How you guys doing?
Good morning.
Good morning.
And it's good to see both of you here. So let's talk about what's going on. Indiana County ABATE is holding a special fundraiser, right?
Yes, July 25th, starting and ending at the Indiana Mall. About 10 o'clock a.m., we're going to start registrations. We're going to do a bike ride. Now, that doesn't just mean that it's just motorcycles. Any street legal vehicle can come. Or if you'd like to come and just support the rifle team with donation or whatever, there's going to be a basket raffle. We have some great prizes. There's going to be a couple food trucks there. We're going to try and get some music. And it's going to be a little bit of a hectic situation because they're doing that construction. So we're going to have to come in at the rear entrance of the mall.
Okay, so the entrance where the former Bonton was.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
So that entrance over there. And what time are things kicking off? What time stands up?
Kickstands up are at noon. And sorry, I should have mentioned, the drivers are $15 and passengers are $10. And they will have to sign a couple waivers just for the mall and for us, unfortunately.
Well, hey, that's fine. I'm sure people will be willing to understand, and the proceeds go to benefit the rifle team. So, John, talk about this fundraiser. Obviously, big support for the Indiana High rifle team, a sport not a lot of people know about.
But it's a sport that's been around since the 1930s, and it's really a very valuable sport at the high school. People join that sport that wouldn't normally join a lot of other sports. So we need some support. There are things like meals, and I like to always make sure the kids get rewarded for their things. So at the end of the year, we like to give them some trophies and things like that. And there's always equipment wearing out. So this is a very valuable fundraiser for us.
So you said the rifle team has been in existence at the high school since the early 1930s?
Yeah, around 1932, 33, the boys team formed, and the next year the girls team formed. And by 1936, they joined together. I guess the only years whenever there wasn't a lot of activity was the war years from 44 to 47.
I would understand that because a lot of people, the guns were needed for the war effort, and so was the ammunition.
I think more the ammunition than anything else. That was a big shortage during the war years. And actually, ammunition is becoming a very expensive item now. It's extremely expensive.
I can definitely understand that. John, you know me, and I should tell our listeners that he was one of my teachers in school, and he also would send me the rifle scores because one of my first forays into broadcasting was with the Indiana Senior High morning announcements, and I would do the sports for them, and he always made sure I had the rifle scores and I had them, and I pronounced them properly. Like it was like 120. 18X, something like that, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Okay. So how long have you been coach now?
I've been coaching for 30 years. I actually was an assistant coach for a while, and then in 1991, I became the head coach.
What inspired you to become a coach for the rifle team?
You got to pass the skills on. I learned to shoot when I was 5 years old, and I've been shooting for a long time, and sometime along the way, you just have to learn to pass the skills on to other people.
All right. Let's go back over to Nick for a little bit. Nick, what inspired ABATE to help out the rifle team in this way?
Well, I am also the treasurer for the boosters for the
Okay.
rifle team, and I've been doing that for a little while. My daughter did all 4 years on the rifle team in high school. So I brought it to them and said, listen, they need help. John needs some help because, let's face it, the man puts some of his own funds into this team to make sure that these kids have what they need. And I don't think that he should have to do that. But he does. So we figured, hey, we'll help him out. We've gotten other donations, like the American Legion has donated money to him and stuff like that. But this is just really big to me. It's two things I love, shooting and motorcycles. So
It combines, I think, a common like for people of both groups, actually.
yes.
Definitely. So shooting sports, how big of an impact has that had on your team over the years?
It's probably one of the nicest things to watch is these kids come in and they're young and they're shy and then they grow to leaders. It's amazing. And I've watched as they grow up then and graduate from the team, and many of them go on to do some terrific things. I have lawyers and people working in the FBI and people working all over the place. It's amazing.
So it's not just the skills and passing down how to shoot a rifle, how to be accurate with it. It's the teamwork aspect of it as well. What people would learn in team sports, those life lessons.
Absolutely. Teamwork is really a big issue. And it's just a matter of pride. The kids are not, when they first come into the team, they're usually not very skilled at anything. They feel like they're not worth anything. And then after a while, they start to do really well and they get a lot of confidence. And that is an amazing booster for these young kids.
I would imagine it does. I was talking with John Hartman, Indiana High School rifle coach, and Nick Motto with Indiana County ABATE here on Indiana in the Morning. We're talking about a bike ride fundraiser coming up on July 25th to help out the Indiana High rifle team. So, John, let's actually get people familiar with how rifle works as a sport. This is shooting at targets. What type of rifle do you use?
The rifles we use are actually good target rifles. They're made by Anschutz. They're .22 caliber, single shot, of course, but because it's a skill. And they shoot in the WPIL sections. Basically, the shooting is all prone for our sport, but we also could shoot 3-position because there's a local league here that could also shoot in 3-position shoot.
Now, understanding that prone is lying down, what's 3-position? Prone and what else?
Prone and kneeling and offhand is the other 2 positions.
Offhand, wow, that's difficult. I mean, I think about writing with my left hand, and it would be a mess. To shoot with my offhand would be something worse. Yeah. But it is a skill, and it is something that is trainable. In this case.
Yes, it is. It's trainable to just about anything, and it's also adaptable. The amazing thing about the rifle team is it's a totally co-ed sport, and it's adaptable to even people that are physically disadvantaged. I've had a few of those on the team too, and usually we can find a way to adapt the shooting to them.
So I'll turn to Nick for this question. John, you can chime in as well. This fundraiser is going to be a big event to help out the rifle team, but how else can people help out the rifle team?
Well, they can get in touch with me. My email actually is nicholasmotto@yahoo.com.
Okay.
You can get in touch with me, and then I'm sure we can get John's phone number, whatever, and say, hey, we want to donate or whatever. The main thing is we just need to get funds for them. And like Coach said, because they have their away trips and stuff like that, and that takes money to help the kids out because Coach Hartman makes sure that every kid eats, no matter what. Yeah,
because those road trips, they do get lengthy for all sports, not just the big sports, but rifle as well.
Yeah, some of the road trips that we took were 2 and 3 hours. We were playing against teams that were all the way down in the southern part, almost near West Virginia border.
Wow.
It was a long way to Greene County down in there.
Talk about some of the accomplishments over the past couple of years of the rifle team.
Well, the first big accomplishment was in 1991 when we won the WPL championships. We were one of the few teams at high school that actually had won that WPL championship. That was just a great victory. And we've come in second and third a few times, and I'm looking forward to going back one of these days. But it's a tough competition. We have some very tough teams in our section, and trying to compete against them, very difficult, especially if your equipment starts to wear out, things start to wear down. And that's actually what I've noticed lately. The coats are wearing out, the rifles are wearing down a little bit. Time to replace. And that's where it comes in to donate to the team. There's several ways. Like Nick said, you can donate to the boosters. Also, there's Midway USA Legacy Fund that they can donate to.
All right, and if people want to find out more information about the rifle team, John, where can they go?
Well, they can either go, we actually have a Facebook page, but they can go online and contact me directly at jhartman@iasd.cc. That's my high school address. That's one of the quickest ways to get to me through email. Or they can call me on the phone, or text me on the phone, 724-388-7060.
Excellent. Let's go over the details one more time of the fundraiser itself. It's going to be a a motorcycle ride, but any street legal vehicle is welcome.
Yes.
And it will start at what time again?
Where kickstands up at noon from the Indiana Mall. It's going to start there and end there.
Mm-hmm. And when will registration start?
About 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock for registration. Mm-hmm. And again, this is the rear entrance of the Indiana Mall, movie theater side, as I like to say.
Well, they can come in that way, but where we're actually going to be staged is over by where the food trucks are, over by the old Kmart entrance.
By the old Kmart and Sears entrances. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. And like I said, anybody can come. You don't have to. You don't have to do the ride. You don't have to. Anybody can show up. If somebody has a basket they want to donate for the ride before the 25th, obviously they can get in touch with Coach Hartman or me, and they can also go on the ABATE Facebook page, ABATE of Indiana County.
Okay, ABATE of Indiana County on Facebook, and of course Indiana High Rifle Team also available on Facebook. We'll see if we can get those links posted in the comments section for our Facebook audience there as well, so people can take a look at that. John, Nick, thank you both very much for being a part of Indiana in the Morning this morning. I hope the fundraiser is a great success, and it's been great to talk with you again, John, being a former teacher of mine. So again, thank you both for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
This is Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank here on the voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160. Our interviews presented by Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Let's go ahead and take a quick check